Alright, back to the Stanley Parable. Let me turn the volume up. Too loud.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room
I
and
want to
took
go
the
back.
first open door on his left to get back to business.
First open door. Well, obviously I'm gonna walk right past her. Are you kidding? You think I'm gonna follow instruction? Oh.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Thank you. Well, I can go back. Oh, okay. You don't want me to? Do not lie. If you are lying right now, start. Okay. What the heck? This is one weird looking room. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Penalty, thousands of dollars.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Huh. I'm very powerful. Wait, does that literally restart the whole game?
Gone. What could it
That's
mean?
so ridiculous.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply lost a memo.
Right.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I don't care, 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 I don't care. I don't care, 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 I don't care. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care.
Eager to get
I
back
don't
to
care,
business,
I don't care, I don't care,
Stanley
I don't
took the
care,
first
I
open door
don't
on
care,
his
I don't
left.
care. Psych, I don't care. Nope, nope,
Stanley
nope.
was so
Going
bad
on
at
here.
following directions.
Thank
It's
you.
incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, stand on the platform.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
I want to jump so bad.
I'm not your enemy, really.
You
I'm
can't
not.
jump.
I realize that investing in
No,
your
seriously,
trust
we
in
disabled
someone
it.
else can be difficult.
Great.
But the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone
but
you've
you?
been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Who?
Please, stop trying to make every decision
I
by
will
yourself.
literally do the opposite of
I'm not
everything you
asking
say.
for me, I'm asking for her. This is it,
Who's her?
Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
I will do no
to
such
put
thing.
your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Who's her?
She's been waiting.
You creep. Who's she? Oh man, I'm stuck in this crap. I don't like this. That was weird. It was peculiar. Guys, that was peculiar. You see that? Peculiar. It's not evenly matched. Oh dear.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
Okay.
If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Well, now that you've told me to do something, I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna pick up the phone, but now that you've told me, I'm just gonna let it go to voicemail. I don't know who her is. You can't. You're trying to gaslight me into thinking there's a her. There's no her. Is this phone gonna ring forever or what? Thor. I'll give it 10 more rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm really depressed about my state of life. 8. 9. Okay, I'm clicking it.
Stanley, is that you?
Oh my
Hold on,
gosh.
sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh my gosh,
I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
this is really creeping me out.
Right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Okay, so it's my wife.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife? They want to
Yeah.
commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside.
Commit their
Let
life
me
to
show
me.
you what's really going on here.
Wait, you want me to go in there? Yeah, right.
Sorry, but you're
What?
in my story now.
The frick? Okay. Rude.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Okay. Good morning. Press circle on your controller. Okay.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Please press triangle. I press square. I press circle. I press X. I press all the buttons. Triangle.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
Shut up.
Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures.
It's really frustrating.
From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Stories are cool. I like stories.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
That's kind of funny.
The thought excited him terribly.
Excited terribly. Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice.
Wow.
It barely even mattered what lay behind each door.
I guess
the
so.
mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
I get it.
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions.
I have no idea what you're
Another
talking
was a
about.
game with a baby.
A game
and he
with a
called
baby.
it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he
why
played
people
just
like
one
games.
more time.
Because it's really... Tell your wife you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality,
Goodbye,
all
wife.
he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
This is the real one.
And I'm trying to tell him this.
This
That
is the
in this
real one.
world, he can never be anything but an observer.
This is the real
that
one.
as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop.
This is
Here,
the real
watch
one.
this. Stanley,
This is
the
the real
next
one.
time the screen asks you to push a button, do
This is the-
not do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Screw you.
You see? Can he just not hear me?
Shut up,
How can I
man.
tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Shut up, man. I just want to relax and play a little video game.
I suppose I can't,
It's had a
not in
long
the way I
day.
want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose.
We're not so
I'll
different.
try once
Shut
more
up.
to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Please die.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Okay, I'll listen to the narrator this time. Whatever.
All of his
Follow
co-workers
your
were gone.
rules.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I did.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping him coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
But I want to go downstairs so bad, but I won't. I'll follow it.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again
It's such a
stunned
nice
to discover
office.
not an indication of any
It's
human
really high
life.
quality.
Shocked, unraveled,
It's a lot of old
Stanley
books.
wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I just wanted to play a game and relax. My girlfriend called me. She's like, you know, every day every day
Descending
the
deeper
Trump's
into the
president.
building, Stanley
America.
realized he felt a bit peculiar.
I hate
It was a
my life a
stirring of
little more,
emotion in his
and
chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
you know what?
This question would not go
I'm
unanswered
gonna be
for
tens
long.
of thousands of dollars in debt, and for what? I don't know what I'm doing with my degree.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Healthcare's too much, and I never have any free time.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
My day
What
starts at
horrible
8 a.m. and
secret
ends
did
at
this place
7:30,
hold?
8
Stanley
p.m.
thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Those spare hours I have to spend sleeping, getting ready for bed, eating food, brushing my teeth, taking a shower. I don't have any spare time, and then like 30 minutes of spare time. What? I finally get like an hour or two spare time like I did today, like once a week, and then what do? I want to play a game.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number
Okay,
of an
big brother.
employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
That's
The
me.
lives of so many
That right there.
individuals reduced to images on a screen.
That red
And
line, that's
Stanley,
me.
one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
At least I thought. Because what am I? I'm like, oh, those ones, my bad. What number is that? 528. Weird. Monitoring. You know, I like it. It's not like a.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to
It's not
believe
like I
it
can
couldn't be
blame outside
true.
factors.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
It's the
Was this
best
the only
way to be
reason he was
unhappy.
happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I don't know, man. Maybe people can just be happy.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
I don't care
Wasn't
about
it?
control.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
How do I do that? I mean, like, a sense of agency is important, but...
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
I don't really care.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange
It's
building
just like the
hold?
Truman Show.
But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
It's true.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation,
It's very European.
the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And
Nature's
Stanley
good,
was happy.
but we are nature. I just got a trophy. It says beat the game. Complete the Stanley Parable. But now I'm back here, so what the frick? I don't know. Control.